In one piece. They almost didn't get through warm-ups in one piece tonight. Together, so a bigger lineup against Philadelphia. Rivalries in the NBA. Third 3 to start the game, and rebounded by George. Let's go a 3. It's not there. Rebound Derek. 1. Year 18 for Al Horford. Attempted. 18 made per game. That is an. Boston has not made. Gets that one to fall against White.
Good sign to get him going early.
Yeah, Lois and coughed it up. Porzingis kicks it out. Horford, White.
Then go into the paint on any given position.
There's Embiid from deep. And then the nasal of the side. Max
actually passes up the open one to get that rhythm.
Sixers 10 and 17 record. Jalen 2 years ago. In this game combined 8.
Ball. On the play, and the ball was loose at the time of the.
Presented by State Farm. So game, there's 8:20 to go in the first quarter.
Around Jaylen Brown's waist, but it really wasn't significant.
Nobody had possession, so jump it up. It plays by Philadelphia.
Either hand, all kinds of different.
Goes right at Porzingis. Missed it, got it, technical. 3 ball from Porzingis. From 3 on the year. It's just his 11th game of this.
It's the area of the floor that Joel Embiid has had great success.
Porzingis, rebound Embiid. Third.
Of Embiid and Paul George. And this is 80% plus 3-point shooter typically for those out there.
And you mentioned Paul George struggling as well. Maxey finds an open Embiid. Lost the handle. Oubre gets past Brown. Here's a trailer. Jaylen Brown 0 for 2 for Boston. George reading Tatum. That cut goes to the left and can't finish. And then Land
do such a great job of identifying where.
5 baskets for Boston. All have on for Tyrese Maxey. Jaylen Brown.
So even with.
Maybe that was a fortunate pass by.
Right there, falls right in his lap for the
players are better this year. Pritchard is a 6-man in this game, but he's averaging close to 16 on 2. Here's Embiid on the attack.
Transition opportunities. The Joel Embiid.
The 8th time Jason Tatum has played on Christmas Day. Watching NBA Christmas Day game said that of the 8 games he's played, and I think you were on the call, were you not, with Hubie Brown?
Here's Horford, hit 277 of the Christmas Day.
Made 3s in the league.
Championship and won 4 high school. 1 offensive rated player in the NBA. If you would have, but the shot clock was at 1, so we had to hoist it, and a one-handed. Said, we have not had a chance to get into a rhythm. The team we're seeing early on is what Nurse.
That can be the center of your together long enough to get a big sample size.
Behind the arc. By a Celtic. Tommy Heinsohn had 4
lane against penetration for anyone.
3 straight first team all-in warm-ups that had every lower right leg. But really hard there, trying to guard them.
Cut because all defenders have turned to watch the basket.
Step back 3, and it's off the side. First.
Which could be significant if he gets in foul trouble.
40 years old in 5 days. Late a ton of minutes this year. Here's Pritchard. The opportunity to leverage your 3-for-1. Sixers ball off the jump 3. Max and left from half court. Well, they only took 7 twos in that first.
For Boston in that first quarter, it's that they kept the Sixers off.
To that a little bit. Maxey.
Great anticipation for the jump out.
First quarter turns it over. 7 turn. History. They've met in the playoffs 21st.
Impressed early in the game because that's a winner.
High 17 points per game and has dealt with a shoulder injury for a good part of this year. By Pritchard, White pays it off with back-to-back 3.
Loaded for that next one.
Great look by Maxey. Last 5 years and helped France to the silver medal.
No one would object to it. It would look like it blends right in.
And that one no good.
Philly got away with
foul called on Porzingis. That's the second. So Yabusele will be at the line. He was drafted by.
They have Andre Drummond on the roster as well, but clearly his shooting, I think, has been a bonus.
10 and 17 record. They were 3 and 14 at road trip. Maxey, good defense, Pritchard. So back. Gets past his man. Lefty layup.
Where you can get to it before that back.
First foul, second team foul.
And that last possession fly.
Gorgeous finish by Maxey.
Spirit of the holidays.
George and our entire ESPN day on ESPN and AB's Christmas debut put up 42 today. Bernard King back in 1983 came up short. Reed and Paul George both getting a
grown, so giving both of those guys
touched it last, so the Sixers will keep. Shot clock at
it at a 30% clip on the season. And
playoffs 2 years ago when they beat Boston.
So there was no thought process there, and now you look at all this on hand, but just a little bit late.
So two
Sixers uniform.
See if Jaylen Brown can. Pritchard 0 for 5 from the floor. Jaylen Brown.
And one of those get an opportunity for a putback.
Paint pulls 0 for 3 from the floor.
So Caleb Martin with all that room to.
Shot clock at 5. And Reggie Jackson.
Boston offense needs to kick into full gear. Going to get one to finish at the rim. Oubre from behind.
3. Offensive rebound, Cornette. Philadelphia by 16. Horford drills another one, his 4-3.
That time just really in a lax elbow, ready to help on the penetration.
On the other end, so he's got 2 fouls and no points. Brown racing into the front court, and Giannis on Christmas Day last year. Philly.
And there are times when, Fuller loves to watch Jaylen Brown and Jason.
Boston. Look at our upcoming national TV schedule tonight. The Thunder between LeBron James and Steph Curry. Together, but getting some quality minutes here in the first. Puts it home.
That rim gap to get to the rim.
Cornette, 8th season in the league. Abusele. George and up. Tried to hit Cornette, not sure why. 4 turnovers for Jaylen Brown. George behind the back to Embiid. Size it.
You can see so many options.
Working on him, and finally is on the board. Embiid Brown had 35 points the last time he played. 2 of 6 from the floor. He's 5th in the league.
Jason, aggressive. I love some of the action. More impressed with what they've done defensively with their act.
Repeated since the late 60s when
ISO situation to shoot over the top of Horford.
Maxey with the bounce. Oubre steps into one. Off the side of the rim. Out of bounds.
And he's got the lean back plus the high release. That
shoots over him and swishes home the rainbow. Tatum with a jump stop.
The paint.
Back-to-back threes. Tatum Maxey gets hammered. Driving
this game, and when he gets a switch with a big, Tatum heating up here as we finish.
For Tatum when it comes to MVP.
And I think sometimes it's hurt him. Best players in this league to this point.
Only 2 guys have done that. LeBron James did it by 2 defenders and knocked out of bounds. Driving kick. They work it to them all.
Saw him practicing that.
Embiid with 3. Would not have counted anyway. Joel Embiid.